Hi besties and welcome to my channel. So today we are here building with the werewolf pack in this absolutely stunning wood chopper mill. I don't know. It's a world where they chop wood and werewolves are. So with that being said, let's jump into this speed build. This lot is built on Prowler's Patch. It's in Moonwood Hill. I think that is the world's name. Why does it sound so wrong all of a sudden? Even though I know it's not. I know it's correct. But yeah, that's where it's built. My idea for this house was this is the house on the hill. It's not on a hill yet, but it does come on a hill. I decided to put it on a hill later on. At this point, I just wanted to build a werewolf manor. And then as I was building, I started to build this entire story of these like werewolves that were once a really proud family, and I don't know, they're like basically werewolf royalty, and they used to live here. Everybody loved them through the years. Things just went down the drain, and yeah, now they are like these disgusting people that like don't look after this house. They were a once proud family, now they are not that proud. So that's kind of the idea that I was going for. We have a toddler and we also have a child. So there's just everything going on. And you will see me later on just move the house kind of backwards and place it on the hill. That was a mistake, but we will get there when we get there. In the end, everything worked out beautifully and it looks so nice. But oh my god, putting this thing on a hill after you already built the house was a nightmare. Yeah. Note to self, plan these things out beforehand. So yeah, we're going into this build. I'm placing some doors. I love this world. I do use these yellow doors, and across the street we have the library and like the gym type of thing that James Turner built, and that also is using yellow. So, but I am planning on deleting that in any case, or just editing it, because that build is absolutely stunning. Like, he did such a good job on this world. This is probably one of my favorite worlds, and one of my favorite worlds that, you know, Simmers has built. The other being Cottage Living. Stunning builds, stunning builds. The rest, I don't really know. I don't really care for them. But anyway, let's get back to my little build. We are downstairs. We have two living spaces. And also like a bathroom downstairs. You will see that it's kind of old-fashioned with like really elongated rooms. It's not as elongated, but I did want to give off that vibes. These windows that were patched into base game because of the entire controversy with that kit where they showed these windows and then they weren't in the kit. So everybody was like, hey, listen here, we really want those windows. So they patched this window in and it's really dirty, and I was living for it. I also tried to use the actual windows that came with the pack, but it just wasn't working. So we go in with some wooden framed windows and they look absolutely stunning. They completely do the job. It is exactly what we want. And then this beautiful massive window from Laundry Day that I never get to use. It honestly feels like I never get to use that window. And I love that window. It's just absolutely stunning. I would love something like that in my own personal kitchen. And I think I should base a build entirely around that. I think that is a plan. I think that is what I will do. I should make a note. After this. Anyway, I'm not going to pause now, then I'm just going to lose my train of thought. So yeah, you can see I decided, okay, let's make this the heel house. So we move the house back, we start off with our heel. I'm trying to figure out how I want the path like to come down, but this is just a mess. So we take that away. We place our stairs again. I wanted to place my own stairs, but they just placed a bit too low. And then I decide to just go with tiers. So I kind of like made steps with the terrain, and then I just go in and I just blended it. It was a bitch. Sorry for my language, but oh my god, it just didn't want to become smooth, especially at back. But I left that for later. As I was trying to figure it out and make it smooth, I just told myself, you know what? Let's just decorate the inside of the house before we give ourselves some form of an aneurysm trying to figure this out now. Once we do the landscaping, we can do this and we will survive, we will persevere. And we did, surprisingly. I start off with my kitchen, and I also wanted just some rustic, beautiful counters that's not the disgusting base game counters, the cheap ones, because I was just like, no, I'm using these gross fridges and things like that. I am not going to put in gross counters as well. So we go in with this. This does look kind of disgusting, but we pair it with some beautiful, like worn out upper cabinets. This is from one of the kits. It's not from Cottage Living, but it is the Cottage Kitchen kit or something like that. I really don't know the kit's names. Maybe if the Sims team decides to actually categorize them, I would learn them. But no, because that is how I learn. That's how I know all the packs names. Not because I care. Well, obviously I care, but not because I know their names, because I have to filter through it, and that's how I learn the names when I build certain things. So yeah, it's the Sims team's only, it's their fault for me not knowing the kit names. I have ADHD. I do not have time for this. There are more important things going on in my brain than to remember the name of the kits. It's just so frustrating. I really just wish that they would just tweet that. We've got so many kits, and we're getting 2 kits now again. Probably not a game pack, which is kind of disappointing. We are basically only going to get 2 EPs. I hope with tonight's live stream that they change that they maybe just announce some form of a game pack as well. I don't know. This year for The Sims for me is kind of bleh. I don't know. I don't know. I did like growing together though. That was fun, but I don't want horses. I don't want horses. Maybe they convince me otherwise. So yeah, we're going up back, and I'm trying to figure out what am I going to do? How am I going to make this blend in? I think I finished this now. I am not too sure. This is where you can kind of see it makes this weird dent. So I'm just let's just work with this, because I just can't. I wasn't able to. So we add some more stairs, so it's like a step down terrain, another step down, and that entire area at back is going to be covered off with some landscaping, and it looks really cute. I also didn't want it to be accessed from the main road. It's a thing. I don't use the couches that came with the werewolf pack. They just a bit too patchy, and it just wasn't the vibe for this. I wanted run down, but I also didn't want completely run down. This was a mission, trying to get this broken pot and trying to get just something to fit in it. This was also before I had the tool mod, because yes, I did download the tool mod 2 days ago from me recording this. That video is also coming today because it's not today, it's also coming this week because it's absolutely stunning. It is a bar in Willow Creek. And I just couldn't. I needed plants to kind of hang over the railing. And it didn't want to work, so I downloaded the tool mod, and it was honestly the best thing ever. I just need to figure out the math of it all, so I didn't watch the tutorial video, which is my own mistake. So I just had to figure things out by myself, which is the best way to figure things out. But yeah, I should probably watch that video. Let's get back to this build. I've been babbling, and I'm sure very few of you care about my tool mod situation. Now, at first year, I only put little pieces of wallpaper breaking down, some dust. I go back later on, and then I add a lot of mold. This place is so moldy that actual humans would die. It is only werewolves that will be able to survive in this place because of their supernaturalness. That is also the vibe that I was going for. And you can see that I reused that couch again that we used in the previous room, but I just gave it a different swatch. As mentioned, I didn't really want to go with the couch that came with this pack. It's just too patchy. And I just wanted things to look like they just old. They just actually, it's like wear and tear. They've been here for so many years that they just not the vibe anymore. This little hook, as you can see, this is the TV area. We placed this in front of the fireplace. It's probably such a fire hazard because this thing just looks like one spark away from just either breaking apart or just, I don't know, setting alight. I don't trust that little side table, but it does look cute, and I love this wallpaper. It's like a beautiful red. I think this is from the vampire pack. And we also turn this into our dining space. I don't know. This just looks so cute. I wanted things to be kind of off-centered. Like the werewolves, they transform and then they just come around and they just mess everything up. They didn't like that painting. Someone had a tantrum. And yeah, like in front of the trash, in the trash can in the kitchen, I put like scratching claws. Because, I don't know, dogs always scratch in things like trash. I'm not a dog person. I love cats. They're not trashy. So yeah, so I put a lot of like scratchy things there, and that was fun. I had so much fun building this house and just creating the little story in my head about what everybody is doing and all these scandala. All these scandala. So yeah, this is the entrance hall. We add some more bookcases. I think I come back later on and I also just add a little bit of other things. I really wanted to use that table because of the tablecloth being torn, but it just wasn't the vibe. It looked too Halloween-y. And we're not going for Halloween. No, no, no. These are werewolves, not Party City werewolves. They are more in the sense of like furry werewolves. And so it just wasn't the vibe. I just couldn't go with that. I don't know what I'm even saying because it makes no sense. I love these curtains. I love this room. I always try to put beds in like a corner. I don't know why. I just if you look at some of my previous builds, you will see the bed will always start in like a corner, and then I'm like, oh, this just doesn't work. And finally, I got my corner bed situation, and it made me so happy because it just looked so cute. And you can see we're just going downstairs, we're adding some more clutter. I forgot a bunch of lamps for some reason, so we add that. We go back upstairs, we finish this bedroom. She's looking so cute. We have some extra bookcases, we've got some clothes. I love this wallpaper. This wallpaper is from Cottage Living. And I love that they gave us two different ones so that we can like add it and create our own little patterns, and it doesn't look so repetitive. Unlike the little corner pieces where you can't put corner pieces if the room isn't like 2 squares away, I don't know, like 2 tiles wide. It's so frustrating. So yeah, I like that they gave us an option to put it in ourselves. It's really nice because if the Sims team had to do it, had to auto place it, it would be a disaster. Kind of like the high school years, they've got like this painted wall that like flows. Sometimes she just doesn't want to flow, you know? And then you just end up with two mismatching things next to each other, and nobody knows why because there's no rube attached to it or anything. It just randomly decided this is what I want to be. This is my destiny. And then they ran with it. And I hate it. This is the toddler room. It's still an infant going to turn, well, a baby that's then going to turn into an infant. So it's not really a toddler. But still, it's really cute. And as you can see, we have some scratches. This baby werewolf does not like their diaper being changed. And I think that's cute. I really vibe with that. I just keep on saying that I had so much fun deciding these Sims' lives. And I really did. It was just so much fun. This is the child. This room is probably my favorite. Just because they have their own little balcony, and I put like a little dollhouse up there, and I had this entire thing of, oh, how cool would that just have been to have your own little patio and being like a werewolf child and not really feeling cold or anything like that. and not really having to be scared because you are a supernatural creature and nothing can hurt you. So yeah, I kind of like that of the child then like playing outside. The room was very small, so we had to utilize a lot of space. As you can see, there we placed that. I placed this cute little blanket there, and it just looks absolutely adorable. I would have loved this as a child. We give them some giraffes because what else is a house without a giraffe? And they're just some more teddy bears and toy boxes, and of course a cabinet because we need to change our clothes. They might be savage beasts, but at least they're not that savage. Also, we punch a hole in the wall because why not? This is a child werewolf trying to get their personality, trying to figure out what is happening. And then I just add a spider web in this room. I don't add any spider webs anywhere else. Because I kind of had this feeling of like a Charlotte's Web situation where the child loved, like, they just friends with the spider. Even though you can't, in a sense, that's just what I thought. Thought it was cute. And I imagined the little werewolf like feeding the little spider. So, yeah. That's why there's a spider web. This is the entrance. I changed it to these beautiful curtains. These curtains come with cats and dogs. I paint the room like a color that kind of opposes it, and it looks stunning. I love these curtains. I use them in what was that build? My cats and dogs, my cats and dogs build. I will link that up here if you haven't seen it. And it was really cute. It was really, really, really cute. So you can see that we're going in with like a greenish, bluish color, complete opposite of what the curtains are. And the curtains just bring a sort of a warmth to the place, while the blue just adds, I don't know, depth. I think it looks so cute. I go ahead and we just add some more of that rustic detail, and then we just go in with mold. This mold is really a way to make any wallpaper just look like it is the oldest. I mean, just look at this. Even with all the holes and things like that in it, this wallpaper still looks really nice, and it still only looks like, okay, some parts have been torn off. But once you put the mold on it, now it looks absolutely ratchet, and we are living for it. I keep on seeing my Little Mermaid thing popping up. Why did I not edit that out? This is, in fact, the fourth time that I have watched The Little Mermaid. I've watched it twice in cinemas, and I've watched it twice on my PC as I build. Because when I build, I'm not really watching it, so I don't care for the cam. Or the fact that it's not good quality. And I really cannot wait until this movie comes out on Disney Plus, because I think I would add the most watches to Disney Plus, to the live action Little Mermaid movie overall. It's probably my favorite live action movie, and I really don't like the live action movies. I like some of them, but this was stunting. Ariel has the most beautiful voice. It's a must watch. If you haven't watched it yet, please just go and watch it. It's absolutely stunning. It's absolutely stunning. This is the downstairs bathroom, and I wanted it to feel like the shower was just an afterthought in here, which is why it's just like popped in the corner. We go in here, and this is where I add a lot of floor details, especially in the water areas. We have clothes that's like pushed in the corner that's going to be like soaking wet. I can imagine that it stinks of like, I don't know, is it rot? Is that the word in English? I think so. Oh, with like mold and things like, oof, oh, this place is just disgusting, and I love it. I just look at this bathroom. Just look at how nasty this looks. It looks like one of those really bad public bathrooms that is like in the city, and you really, really, really have to go, but then you go into them, and then you're like, what the fuck is this? And then you just turn around because you would rather get a bladder infection than actually use those spaces. This is what I was going for. That was the vibe. Now we're going outside, and this is the spot that I loved. I love decorating. Even though it was a little bit of a headache figuring out the like how I want paths to be and how I wanted to like smooth down, but in the end it was worth it. I go in with these big rocks. They aren't really the same as the rocks that's in the world itself. The rocks in the world, they've got like rings. But I do add them later on as well, just to add some continuity. But we didn't have these tiny rocks. And as I said, this was before I had the tool mod. So please bear, I do my best. Now that we have the tool mod, things might be a little bit easier and more complicated because of the mathematical problems. But yeah, we will work that out later on. So I'm just going ahead and I'm just adding some rocks. What is frustrating though is if you do raise some terrain like high, it gives you like that light brown to like rock that you see. And you can't change that with terrain paint. They don't allow you to change that. And it is so frustrating because the rest of the world doesn't have that. Nothing is this color. The road itself, everything is like a light brown or something. It's so irritating. I don't know who chose to do that. I know it's been like a thing in The Sims forever. I've hated it in previous Sims games as well, which is then why I never used terrain paint in like The Sims 3 because my little teenage brain just couldn't handle the fact that nothing matches. Now I've just learned to just put some plants over it. This is what it is. I want a hill and I want some rocks there and I want it to look nice and I am going to have what I want to have. And once you just disassociate yourself, things get a little bit easier. It's really sad reality, actually. I don't want to compensate, but sometimes we do, sometimes we have to. You can see that I'm just going ahead and I'm adding those rocks that I talked about just to kind of make it blend into the world a bit more. Seem that the actual silver rocks it's like a mutation in the world. This is where I remembered, oh yeah, we cannot actually like go ahead and terrain paint over those patches, but we do add this, it's like pine needles everywhere and it looks so cute. We just make the road a little bit faded, but it made it a little bit too faded. We do go back into it later. This little path here going to the back, I wanted that to just reflect the road next door, where we have a lot of this dark rock, which is what I mean. We have like the black rock everywhere else in the world, and then you sit with this light rock here on the hills, but it's okay, I'm fine. I'm not going to go back into that tangent. We just need to add all these plants. And once the plants are in, this place is stunning. It blends in actually really well into the world, surprisingly. And that is all that I want. And that is what makes me happy. I didn't want to go too overboard when it comes to plants. I also only try to use plants that came with this pack. And then some purple flowers. I think that came with Outdoor Retreat, if I'm not mistaken. It just really added that pop. These plants here, I also think is from Outdoor Retreat, actually. I actually use a lot of plants from Outdoor Retreat now that I see it. For some reason, I thought I only used debug, but no, I'm actually buying plants, which I don't know why. This lot must be so expensive. But it looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. Oh yeah, because the debug didn't want to really place properly, I remember. So yeah, we had to make compromises. So I had to go in and I actually just had to place normal plants so that they don't float in weird ways. And then I add some tall trees. The tall trees really, really add, and we add that broken little branch. That kind of separates the lot from the road on the outside. That's what I was going for. I wanted to add that dead tree, but it just wasn't a vibe. I also didn't want to block the entirety of the back, but I did want trees surrounding the entire outside. So you saw me just playing around with some trees there. Now we have to go ahead and we need to add some outdoor activities. So we have a rocking chair, we have some planters. I do add a couple of outdoor seating spots, like here, well, down there. We add I removed that big bonfire, by the way. We actually add like a basketball thing, which is really cute and I think just matches a little bit better with the type of people that live in this area. You know, werewolves are very active and I feel like it just was such a good fit. instead of a bonfire. And also you have these cracked versions in it, so it really, really, really just worked. And then some toys for the children. It's pushed in this corner, but it's fine. Let me just show you around. Here we are back in the game, and she's looking really cool. It's sunset, I think. It's like almost 6 o'clock. So the lighting is so soft and so beautiful, and it works absolutely stunningly. Of course, I forgot to place a mailbox, which is per usual, so it spawned inside a tree. Thankfully, not inside of the front door of the house. But still, I apologize. This is already on the gallery, so just move that. I always forget about the mailboxes. I need to stick a note on my PC. It's so important. I honestly don't even know why. So yeah, let's just take a look at our floor plan. This is our upstairs floor plan. We have our child's bedroom, our toddler's bedroom, our main bathroom. Here is our main bedroom. We have a little logic nook. Chessboard. It's a chessboard. We have our chessboard over there. Going downstairs, this is our little kitchen. She's very elongated, very long, but I do feel like it makes sense. It reminds me of like my grand's kitchen. It was very long and like pushed in the back of the house. But anyway, and then this year is our first living space. This is like the entertainment living area where you can read, play some board games, paint, play the piano. I wish that you could actually like play with these board games and they weren't just decoration. But if you do have that table, you can build some puzzles, like the card table. They have edited that. And then, of course, our main living space, looking absolutely cute and cluttered for the gods, which is exactly what we want. And then this cute little tiny TV. And just look at these owls. Like, aren't they, like, absolutely adorable? I think they are so cute. These lemons, I don't know how they survived, but they did. And then, of course, at back, there's a lot of trees. Here we have our little dining space. Coming down here to our absolutely distraught basketball net. What is with my English? Thank you so much for coming on this little build journey with me. I hope you like it. If you do, it is up on the gallery. Also, let's not speak about what a monstrosity the gallery is. I hate that we don't get notifications anymore. It is the worst thing ever. A lot about the gallery that was supposed to be improved upon. Disgusting. But with that being said, I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Bye-bye.